Yeah, I'm already getting in.
Wait, did you finish your being homework? I'm irritated with it.
You say that as I'm opening mine.
That's cool, but you took a long break.
Alright, let's see.
There's no more tournament.
Screw corporate. Nobody's coming in tomorrow.
Oh, it canceled. I knew it was gonna do that because I had to rebuy. I was out of time on the last money.
You guys aren't doing
Hold on.
About character.
Dad?
And you can
Hold on,
learn
dude.
lessons about life even if you don't win. But we did because we were ahead.
Yeah, you should be ashamed. He's being the baddest of boys today. Hey, Rocky, being the worstest boy of all time.
You can't take any more cuts in. You
Affirmative.
better answer him, babe.
Oh well.
You just said, let me,
Alright, there we go.
check my
We're back on. Go ahead and register. Sorry, everybody.
Hey, how is that?
Sorry.
Alan, that the Mets suck. Okay.
Oh no, that was.
From me, big time. Go Pirates!
Not going to do that, Michael.
Okay.
We've created an incentive program to increase sales. At
Uh-huh.
the end of the month, you can reward your top seller with a prize worth up to $1,000.
Woo, howdy ho. Wow, 1,000 good ones. That's cool.
Sign
Do I get to pick the prize?
Yes, you can.
Question, does top salesman include...
Everybody's jumping back in, I think. Jasmine, Danimals have jumped back in.
I am right now.
No, Michael. No, you can't win this prize.
Why didn't he me?
We still have 3 minutes because I pushed it back so everybody had time to get in.
Well,
Who are you talking
first
to?
what we have to do
I'm
is
talking
find
to you.
out what motivates people more than
I know,
anything
you act like you're
else.
talking to
Sex.
computers.
It's illegal, can't do that. Next best thing.
The computer can
Torture.
hear you.
Come on, Dwight, just help
I'm
me.
talking to you.
Michael?
Pam!
Hey, there's a person here.
Okay, what? Go ahead.
There's a person here who wants to sell handbags.
No vendors in the office. That is a distraction.
Okay, I told her you talked to her at
Pam,
least.
come on, I'm busy. So just tell her to go away.
Okay.
Another fucking war. I am not even surprised anymore by the state of affairs. I feel like nobody cares.
This one is handed.
Alright, girls, bring it up. You're being infiltrated. Copy the hen house. Come send the hen house. And say hi. What's his real name? Was there?
Breaking news and fake news. I don't know why they can choose to they're taking news and telling us average. I appreciate safety, but lately
You deal with your cousin. Why am I dealing with it?
What?
What happened?
Maybe he has to go potty.
Let him out.
Oh no, he's barking at something out there.
Let's put him in the hallway. Give him some chairs. Right. Decisiveness. One of the keys to success, according to small businessmen.
You have to go potty?
I'm a small businessman. I also subscribe to USA
Go
Today
potty?
and American Way magazine.
What time's the tournament starting?
In 1 minute.
If it
They get
starts.
this great
It's gonna start right now. Yeah, there's already enough players.
of Doris Roberts and where she likes to eat when she's in Phoenix. Illuminating. This is my conference room, so please make yourself at home. Whatever you need. I'm right on the other side of
You
this.
said that wasn't going to be a lot of people.
Used to be a window here. There's not anymore. So that's where I will be. So if you need anything else, something to make you more comfortable, just don't hesitate to ask. I'm right here.
I guess a cup of coffee would be good.
Wait a second. I should have spotted another addict. Gotta love the Bucks.
What?
It's like a slang for Starbucks. They're all over the place. Oh man, that place is like the promised land to me. What a business model too. Oh, too bad we don't have the good stuff here.
A little bit of coffee is fine.
No, it's not. It's
No,
Ouch.
really it is.
no. Here's the thing. You know. I do my best.
First hand. Let's Let's go.
To be my own man and go by the beat of a different drummer. And nobody gets me. And they're always putting up walls and I'm always tearing it down. Just breaking down
Everybody's
the barriers.
calling.
That's what I do all day. So, a coffee, regular coffee, for you, high test or leaded?
Bring it on.
No. Oh, ooh, I will. I'll bring it on. All right.
So, are you jealous because there's another girl around? She's prettier than you, though.
Raised and a call. Alright.
That's a very rude
Dealer
thing to say,
button.
Kevin.
This is a smaller raise I made, but I'm gonna let it go.
See, like the pair you
There's too much out there that could get me. No flush, but
Creepy skin.
straight draw, any 10, any 9,
Curly hair.
Amazing breasts.
even over
Not for me,
pairs.
my children.
The shrewd
Although an overpair would have been raised pre-flop,
There you go.
maybe
Nice
double what I
steaming
got.
cup of
So I
tea.
think I actually might have been okay here.
Why don't I introduce you around and kind of get your foot in
Yeah,
the
we'll
door,
never know.
maybe potential clientele, right?
Are you on video?
Would love to, but my purses, I should,
Oh, well, we can have Ryan take a look. Ryan, would you look after the purses, please?
I'm installing faster on all the computers.
Yeah, well, bloody blah blah blah, techno babble. Just do it. Pay me a company.
Alright, normally don't play this hand, but get to sit for free.
Made over $1 million last year. Not that we're all millionaires. I brought the closest. So, here's Oscar. Oscar, this is Katie. Ooh, Oscar the Grouch. Right? I thought of that.
that was on Sesame Street.
I know. I made the connection. Can you believe
3
I've
hearts.
never heard that before I worked here?
Now Daniel's betting. Alright, let's get out of here. Sure.
It's nice having
It was
Katie.
free to say flop.
It's another person for Michael to interact with.
Here is Toby from Human Resources. Katie, Toby. Toby Gaines.
Did you go to Bishop for hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Cool. What year were you there?
Toby's divorced. He, recently, right? You and your wife?
Oh, re-raise from Chino.
Wow, that's
Screams heart.
It was really messy.
See what Daniel has.
One night in your car, too?
I should probably get back to my table.
Okay. All right.
Yep,
Name it.
but not good enough. Should have re-raised him. Queen 3 had to go to re-raise.
Cutie pie. Back to work. I live by one rule.
And matter of fact, I definitely would have re-raised. Because you have to assume somebody's on the heart with 4 hearts out there.
No. But I live by another rule. Just do it.
Even for 10, I gotta get rid of it.
Boost Mobile's new upgraded network isn't just fast, it's fast. Curious, how do you spell BU? Get Boost Mobile's plan and watch your bill shrink to $35 per month after just 6 on-time payments. Plus, get a free Samsung Galaxy A11 when you switch. Burger King spicy nuggets, I got some serious doubts. Wait till you taste these spicy nuggets. Oh, the flavors are there. Burger King definitely brought some heat.
A lot more kids than I expected it to have.
They're back. 8 nuggets spicy original for $1. Also, get delivery on the BK app. Your way, way better.
Loki?
We made high noon hard seltzer with real vodka and real juice. Only 100 calories, no sugar added, and gluten-free.
Everybody's checking. Everybody's on the draw. Somebody got there.
Just got real.
You didn't remember that girl that was
Nobody got there. Wow. Pair of 10s. I might be checking or betting that after all the checking. Just for a little bit of value.
Promotional products may not be able to talk, but you can be certain they're saying a lot in a language that's beyond
a
words.
girl.
Like, thank you for all you do. We value your partnership and welcome back. The right products say a lot about you, your team, and your brand. And for input,
Danny might be racing here. It's a good squeeze opportunity. If you have an ace or a 6. No.
explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint.
Chino should continue. If he was betting on a 2 for 5 bet or flop, he should be continuing. Mike and Jasmine come along. And another call. It's a real coordinated board. Straight draw, straight hit it, flush hit it. Wow. Yep, and then straight. this, I might as well play for a little more. How many players are there? 3 of us? Let's go up to 80. I should have gone a little more. I didn't see there was 90 in the pot already. I should have gone at least 120. That's good for us. So, half pot. Rainbow board. I'm not blocking any of the hearts or any of the suits up there. Decent kicker, and that helps me. Now 2 pair. Still playing the 8 as a kicker, but I'm not scared of an ace with a huge kicker because it would have re-raised pre-flop. And there you go. Delayed. Is he thinking or is he driving?
Hey, Jimmy, what do you think about that little purse girl, huh? Cute, sure, yeah. Why'd you get on that? It's not really my type. What do you get? I don't think so, no.
Well, what is your type?
Moms, primarily. Yep, soccer moms, single moms, NASCAR moms, any type of mom, really. That's disgusting.
Stay away from my mom.
Too late, though. Man, I would be all over that if I was a big fan.
We're not dating, we're engaged.
Engaged, yeah.
Are you hearing what Daniel say?
What?
No, I can't hear it. I don't know why it's not playing.
He just said, all he said was, what happened?
Oh.
Pam and I are good buddies. I'm still Pam's go-to guy for her problems. You know, stuff like work, or her fiance Roy, or no, those are pretty much her only 2 problems. She'd be perfect for you.
Alright, I had a set.
Talking to Michael a lot.
Or trips, but
Yours is
not playing. Check 7.
Stop it, her!
He's your work boss, okay? He's not your relationship boss. That's true.
Chino raises. Probably hearts.
You're both salesmen.
All in, definitely hearts.
True.
Could be a full house.
Plus, I can talk to her about the word.
Can't see him doing that with any less than 7 queen and up,
Guys
and
are usually
maybe
my best customers. They buy
ace
my
heart.
stuff for the beads and the sequins and stuff. For gifts, you know.
If it was a move, good move, Luis.
So I make suggestions.
Right, here's the thing, okay? You just keep talking to her. If you hit a song, it's a perfect fallback. What's that you buy her?
Get out of the way.
Dwight, that's not necessarily true. Do you read GQ? No. Okay, I do. They're like mini briefcases, alright? Lots of guys have. Like those? Yes. Listen. Just use the bathroom and no. You don't need the bathroom. Come on.
Alright, Rocky. Come here.
Okay.
Good boy.
This is going to be good.
Hi, my name's Dwight Trude, and I would like to buy a purse from you. Lord, look at these purses. This is something special. Oh my God. Is this Salvatore Ticini pasta?
Oh, definitely step in and out of it like
Now
that.
these
Yeah, you are
gap connectors, I like to play every now and then, especially at the lower prices. But the position I'm in, I'm not really looking to play under the gun +1.
This is the prettiest one of all.
So not really a good position for me to be raising or to be seeing. Oh no. That's why I like playing them though. Man. Let me show. This one. A lot of people like this, but I don't play those. Especially offsuit and from under the gun. Because even if I raise, I have to worry about getting through 7 other players.
Divine secrets of the IS.
if I just call, I have to worry about everybody coming in, somebody raising behind. So I don't usually play this.
I knew it. Guzzled it down. You greedy little thing. So, Pam, is this your lunch break or is that earlier when you were eating
What?
in the kitchen with those
Everybody
guys?
has a damn good hand or what?
Me? I don't have a good hand.
I raised and everybody calls it.
Oh, I know.
Oh, hey, I want to show you something. Come here. I want to show you something. I know you are going to like this. Pick it up today. That's
Oh, Brooke raises. So I'm going to put her on a range of
digital barista. This is
anywhere from Ace King to maybe King Jack, that kind of range. Something that improves the King.
But don't tap me because I'll get
I don't see an Ace 5 here or anything like that. No flush draw. So if they're going to both check to her, see what she does, and we can narrow her range. Check.
the only drug these people like. You heard stories about Thunder Mifflin in the 80s before everybody knew how bad cocaine was? God, man, did they move quickly.
Interesting.
Oh, the road
Good bet if it was a bluff. Good bet either way. If it was a made hand, good bet.
Oh, nothing.
If it was a bluff, good bet.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. Is
Oh, no, it's
where are you going? Nearby? Is I can give you a ride?
Okay.
I don't
In the big blind, everybody's in calling. With this hand, I could try to squeeze or I could check. So I think I'm going to check and just play it straight up and hopefully hit.
Okay, I guess that would be. I guess that would be okay.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. 5 o'clock sharp.
Easy decision.
Give you and your person a ride home.
Okay.
Excellent. Right? Go. Kill. Okay.
Bridgestone, Toronza tires are engineered to make sure nothing comes between them and the road. Especially not a little bit of water.
Interesting.
Clutch performance.
Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. And runner clubs. So the 7 plays.
Holy shit.
I would have won with the 8. but
18.
But you can't look at those hands and think in hindsight, I should have, could have. Because you're going to lose money more than you make money chasing those runners. I would have turned an open-ender, which would have given me a little more equity. So I might have stuck around for a smaller bet there, but in reality, the chances of even turning that equity wasn't very good, so that's why I just threw it away. Same thing here. I would have had to go runner, and I'd have a gut shot with the 5 for the straight and a spade for the flush. Wouldn't have hit, as you can see, because we get to see what happens. So again, would have been flushing money. See, in this hand, I'm on the button, so I could raise. Even though I don't have a great hand, I could raise, and there's so much dead money out there, but I'll wait. I don't like the kicker. If the king was a little bigger, king 7 to king anything above that, I would have tried to squeeze out that dead money, but yeah, go ahead. That's it.
From State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning. Who is this?
This is Jake from State Farm.
Hey, AJ,
Jake from State Farm.
how come when when they talk on here, we can talk to each other. When I push this, I can't hear it in my headphones.
Maybe
And this is for me to turn off.
try turning it off.
See, that's for me to mute people.
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh well, I just won't talk to people.
You
today.
guys should just talk in a Zoom call next time.
Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So there's dead money in the small big blind. Luis is calling, and I got a pair, so no point in making it too much. So let's go 120 and see if we can get this blinds out. Didn't get anybody out. All right.
I had all these great icons, and now I have 4 folders. So
Okay, online poker. So let's go half bet.
just click on the icon and
See if we can
ask you something? I wanted to ask your permission.
represent. I mean, it's a tough situation because nothing came too high. So I'm more scared of those small and big blinds because they could really have anything.
I think you should just know that I am going to be giving her a ride home later.
If it checks to me, I'll check. You know what? Now that I think about it, there's those hearts. Let's bet a little bit bigger. See if we can't clear out the field here. We have showdown value, but we want to deny equity to those hearts.
We ride home and we stop for coffee. Dot, dot, dot.
Please. Please.
There we go.
Inferior. I'm asking you this favor.
And the heart didn't come, so
Be a ride home.
could have gone a little smaller, but that would have been risking it. AJ, jump on and see if it sounds good.
Promise me or you won't promise me.
Listen, Dwight.
He bit AJ.
I don't know. It's too early to tell.
If you hit him in the face like that again, you're gonna be in big trouble.
Situation's really gonna like that.
Mom, what's this playing with him?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Again?
Yeah, you were. You're rolling on the floor with them.
From the machine that was in your office. I thought that was the incentive price for the top salesperson.
Very easy to clean.
Slugs in.
Okay.
So we got a full table.
He's gonna win anyway. So did we get any mail?
Yeah, I gave it to you.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Just checking. Just checking. Double checking. Checking on the check. Thoroughness is very important in an office.
On Twitch, you can connect the chat. You can type and chat with me. But I'm on a 3-minute delay, and also I'm having trouble with the chat feature. So for some reason, it's not connecting.
That's what he
So
said.
I'll try to fix that for next time. But
Or it's innovative.
whoa, big one.
Futon is a bed and couch.
It's polarizing. That could either be all good or all bad, and definitely all good. Wow. He rivered the straight and got murdered by a flop quads.
Stop it.
Are you still at
Wow.
Jim's a great guy.
Wow.
He's like a brother to me.
Big
We're
hand,
best
big hand.
friends in the office, and I really hope he finds someone.
You seem to like to touch things.
We won't be playing this, but I don't like to use the automatic fold too much because it looks, to me it looks, I think it looks weak using it all the time.
Here, what about the master?
I'll lower your sound on the game.
Okay, I already, oh I did. Because when I started it was real loud, but other than that, okay?
Just for a minute.
AJ, can you give me the remote?
I wanted to talk to you in private because I wanted to ask you out on a date.
My son is my sound guy,
No.
so he let me know the sounds were too loud.
Okay, was that no to talking to me in private, or was that no to the date?
Well, the noises. Notice the poker noises. Like the checking and stuff.
What colors do you like?
Gray, dark gray, charcoal.
Right. Yeah. Would you like to help me with a special?
All right, let's see. Small and big blind, 60, 60. Nope, can't do it.
Throw out all the empties. You want to recycle them? Yes. Throw them away in the recycle.
One of the big differences I've seen in online playing since this quarantine started playing online
No.
is a lot more,
What about this?
lot less raising
What flavor?
pre-flop,
Blue's not a flavor.
a lot more calling pre-flop.
Blue last. Oh, blue last.
I hate to do that because then it becomes bingo poker where you just hope to hit bingo and then raise. Again, would have hit that flush, but there's no way I'm chasing that. And it wouldn't have even been good. Look at that. Nice hand, Tiny.
By the way.
I'm Katie.
Hi, Katie.
Oh,
Nice to
you
meet
sit out there, don't you?
I do. That's what I'm best known for. Sitting up there. All right,
So
let's
we'll
talk
wait a
about
little bit.
horses.
Hopefully pick up a
Okay,
big hand under the
You
gun.
know what? Don't
See now, in Daniel's position, that's a stronger, and this earlier position,
I know about most
those are stronger bets because you're seeing it early and you still have to get through the whole field. So raising from these early positions is real strong. Just calling. So I prefer to raise. I enjoy raising, thinning the field, so I'm not going up against, you know, the full table of people. Checking around. So Tiny's probably not going to let this pass again. There's got to be a raise. Yeah, continuation, delayed continuation, bet. Could easily be ace king. Could easily be a pair like jacks, tens. Could even be like an ace queen that now he hits. So, jack. There you go. And that was a good no bet from Luis, who didn't fall into that trap of that check. Again, I like the raise. The earlier the position, raise, you don't have to raise as much. So Chino, the 120 is not bad. The more players that are in, like if Tiny was going to raise here, I'd want to see him raising a lot more. You know, close to 500 to try to thin out some of those bets.
You can hear the TV volume.
That's okay.
Guys, let's not bore Joel. Justin, how's school?
A big bet from early position. Gonna raise. I think sometimes these guys go at it, Chino and Daniel, just because it's a machismo thing. Daniel trying to get his brother-in-law. Chino, vice versa. All in and call. Yep. Both kings and the jack. Oh, the jack already played, but just to cap it off.
Oh, damn it.
I think you should leave, Joel.
What?
Okay, this is a decent hand on the big blind. If it gets re-raised, we might have to defend here. Slugs picture. Chino walking Kenzie in a bikini. All right. Let's see. Do we want to go heads up? What's he gonna do? No, Daniel. No free rides. All right. It's a beauty of a flop for us, so we're gonna put some pressure, keep the pressure on, deny equity. We want him to have ace king here, so I'm gonna go a little bit bigger because I'm not blocking any clubs. Matter of fact, let's go pot. See if he comes along. Nope. That'll work.
Can't go back to the way things were. Things are going to be different this time, right?
Probably not, Joel. We'll have it
Okay, but promise me that you're not here just because Trevor dumped you and you're feeling sorry for yourself.
No, I can't promise you that, Joel, because that
One of the reasons I like to raise my big blind when it just gets called is, one, you're going to win that without a showdown a lot of the time, and two, even if they do call, their range is so wide open that both ranges are so wide open that no matter what flop comes, it's going to be good for your perceived range. So, alright, let's see. Middle pair, backdoor flush. Let's check. We got some straight possibilities, some backdoor flush possibilities, two pair possibilities. So 303 and the 405. That's a big bet. And I just got these chips, so I'm gonna hold on to them.
I'm sorry, man. I guess I was picturing details in my mind's eye as you were verbally describing my man, Joel. Getting in that pussy hole.
Two-way flush now.
You saved me that hole.
Still betting big. Could be a flush draw. Could be a straight draw. Could be a made hand as well. But yeah, Chino had the flush draw. Luis had the made hand. Wasn't a bad check down because of the clubs that hit. Could have easily been chasing. Although the diamonds were more likely because they were the front door flush. The clubs were the runner flush. So I might have bet there for a little bit of equity. Especially once you hit 2 pair.
Hi, Egbert. How are you?
Listen, I know you're worried about your store closing down, but I have some great news. I happen to have reservations
For two at La Señora Enchilada at 7. So just thought, do you want to join me?
That's very sweet of you to ask, but I think...
You're not interested. I get it. It's right now.
See, in this case, I would have liked to see a raise from Daniel. Try to steal from the small and big blind. Especially with all the folds behind.
So I can get a 530.
And then now, with their ranges being wide open, they could have easily hit 2 pair here. They could have be on a straight draw with a 4. 3-4 is already made straight, but I mean, they could easily have like a 4-7, 3-4, that kind of thing. 3-7 now hit the straight. And by checking, you give the equity here now. So if you have diamonds, you're definitely gonna want to bet. It's a small blocker bet. Now the running diamonds got there, the straights on board, so Chino could easily have a 7. I'd be betting here if I was in his position. It's more likely Chino has a 7 than Daniel does. Big bet. Big over bet. Wow. That was actually a good call from Daniel because he's playing the board. 7 beats him, and it's more likely, like I said, for Chino to have the 7 than anybody. So that was a tough call, but he made it pretty quickly. Hasn't been raised. I'm late position, so let's play it.
So we started seeing each other. Meanwhile, CSR Superstore was becoming a
If this gets raised too much, I'll get out of the way, but I'd like to see it for free.
Molly and I weren't speaking. I was back with my old girlfriend, my old life.
And then the holiday season started.
Oh, hey, Brenda and I are having a series of 3 holiday parties. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
I'm still trying to learn Jasmine. I don't know if she's capable of those big bluffs. She either has the king or has nothing. I mean, she could have a smaller pair, just like I do, and be trying to buy it. But from early position, it's dangerous. I don't know if she knows that or not, but it's dangerous. Tempted to call and see one more card. Nah. I'll wait.
Dessert's almost ready.
If Luis didn't call, I definitely would have called to see one more card, but... And with 2 kings out there, it's less likely that there's somebody holding a king. But it does happen, as we all know. The underbet, less than 10%, or a little over 10%. And I would have been counterfeited there, so it was a good laydown on my part. Aces. Oh, and the king. He did have the king. Like I said, she could have had the king or she could have had another pair. Either way, that all equated to me getting out of the way. Daniel calls. I like to see, again, remember we talked earlier, I like to see hands with these type of hands. It's not strong enough for me to raise, not weak enough for me to fold, so it leaves me only one option. Okay, with equity, some draws, and everybody checking to me in late position. That's raise all day.
All right, everybody, listen up. I got something to say. I wasn't going to do this tonight, but...
To be honest, I'm expecting at least 2 calls, but yep, 2 calls, there we go. And then now that we have a made hand, we want to go about a 1/3 size pot. There's still equity to be had out there. The hearts hit there, the king hit there, the slow played straight hit. So I'm gonna check, realize my value. Have second pair. Oh, same. Well played, Daniel.
Why did you say yes? He's so clearly wrong for you.
It's one of those weird ones. I guess that's just what it is. One of those weird
I,
ones.
now that I'm in hindsight, maybe I should have raised that once the king hit because I raised pre-flop. I could have easily had ace king, been on the straight draw with the 2, 4, 5, and represented that king. And instead of chopping, I would have won that hand outright. So maybe that was a mistake. Maybe it wasn't. Something to think about.
How many times do I have to say it before you leave me?
Look, there's something I need to tell you. Ever since you and I got back together, something hasn't felt
Big bet. Pot size bet.
deep down.
Pot size bets on flush draw boards to me represent please don't hit that diamond. So if I have diamonds, I'm calling all day, every day.
That way from you sooner rather than later. But that's
Yeah, even if I had a king, I'd call.
I'm sorry.
But Daniel wins.
Over.
Are you breaking up with me?
Yes. I should have done it a long time ago.
All
You
right.
and I are agreeing
Blinds are up. I just saw that. All right.
finished.
Maybe they've been up a second. I missed it. But
And you wanna know something? I always faked it.
Faked what? Your orgasms?
No, Joel. I'm not who you think I am.
Judge Judy?
Try it for the record. Those
what are you watching?
as real as they get. Now get your shit together, Joel. The movie.
It all fell apart that night. As the weeks and months passed, I
all
tried
right.
to move on.
Sorry guys, no commentary on this hand. I wasn't paying attention.
Started exercising.
It's a weird movie on TV, and I just started getting caught up in that.
Time spree came, I thought I might finally be over.
All right, hearts. Whoever wants it, bet at it, and you win it.
On my fridge.
There you go. Wow. Didn't see that coming and a call. So maybe Tanner trying to buy it. He's got to bet big here if he wants to win this hand, but he's also got to worry that she already made the hearts. See, there's the big bet. There's the call. Alright, maybe it helps. Maybe she had something like ace king. Alright. Easy decision. Min raise. See, this is why I don't like that little 200, the little double min raise. Invites everybody to stay in. 5 players, all see. It does build the pot without having to put too much in there. So, like in the case right now, if Chino has ace king, ace queen, ace jack, those kind of things, he even the flush draw would all have equity. A decent sized bet and 2 calls. So, if he's got the ace, he's gonna want to keep pumping money into it. If he's on the flush or anything else, he's gonna want to hit the brakes.
You were gonna say the bagels are a metaphor for the
All in and call. There it is. Ace queen.
Of course. How could I have not seen it? I let my desire to land a Dick Ricker account cloud my judgment. I know exactly what to do. Thank you, Bubby.
All right. Believe it or not, I hate this hand. So, I'm gonna play it because it looks pretty, but I hate this hand. It's in that range of I don't play it unless it's suited, and even then, I hate this hand. We keep repeating it this entire hand because watch, it's a countdown of how will I lose this hand. Guaranteed. Alright, I'm not going to break the piece. Now see, if I was in later position, if I was in Slug's position there, I would probably bet this, having everybody check to me. But if Chino bets, Slug bets, or Luis bets, those are the best positions to be betting from, those late positions. Don't have to bet a lot. Yeah, there you go. That's a good bet. 150, because even if you don't have it, anything, a small bet, and if you can clear half the field with that, that's perfect. I'm not playing. So that was a good bet from Slug. And with 4 calls now, he's got to decide, does he have a made hand, or is he going to continue with the bluff, especially when it's checked to him.
It's terribly wrong, and I'm
little bit bigger bet, and it takes it down. Good job.
Look,
And I lose
we didn't get
with
into
that
the
hand
candy
yet
game
again.
to make money, did we? We got into the candy game to make candy. For kids of all ages.
Half price, small blind.
Money people.
Somebody else must be in, huh? Oh, Adrian came in.
We're candy, man.
All right, so
Used to be a time when we all believed that. Remember those days, Habermeyer? Martin's.
right. We
Is that
have.
room in New York City for 2 candy
Let's
stores
check.
rolling?
So we have some backdoor equities, some backdoor straights, some backdoor flush draws, and we're in early position, so I don't want to inflate the pot and have to see a re-raise and have to fold. So I'd rather check and call a small bet. See, there we go. There's the inflated pot. Now I can get out of the way, and it didn't cost me anything. Set that extra 50 pre-flop.
Candy shop isn't about saving the shop. Saving that little candy shop is about saving life on Earth as we know.
Now I have a gut shot, but there's also the flush draw possibility. There's the made straight with the 9-jack.
He's right.
So, yeah, not enough equity for me to get excited or be sad I folded this hand. Oh, father-son violence.
You just got yourself a big promotion in the corner.
Adrian walked in and started pushing. Oh, and Chino goes all in.
This is ridiculous. That corner office was mine. So
Wow.
you're fired. And if your desk isn't empty by tomorrow morning, I'm going to have your blood.
Another thing you want to do here is, since the table split, we only are 5-handed, you want to play a little more aggressive. So remember I said from this button, I would be raising a lot more. But with this hand, it's not really a great hand to, no matter what comes, it could easily be dominated. So I'm going to get rid of it at this time. But when a 5-handed, our ranges should be opening a little more. So whereas before I'd be playing ace-10 and up, I'm going to play the ace-6. I'm going to play the king-9s, king-10s, where normally in a full 9-handed game, I would not play those hands, definitely. I'm going to start opening up my range a little more, playing those smaller pairs.
Probably all heard of Cup Joe. This is a play on that.
Until it gets back to a full table. And as the blinds go up, then that also comes into decision. Wow, huge raises. Adrian always has a lot of, gives a lot of action, so. He's trying to get momentum. I'm in late position, but, believe it or not, I'm going to let that go. I look at it like when somebody's being super, super aggressive pre-flop, usually it's with a made hand. It's not going to be a lot of ace-jacks. It's going to be ace-king. It's going to be pairs. And in this instance, I would have won, but it still, I would have been up against any ace hits, any king hits, the sets are hidden. So, and I would have had to pay a lot of money, because with that ace-king, he's going to continue betting post-flop. So it would have cost me a lot to try to realize that equity. See, again, big bet. But with an ace hitting, it's less likely he has an ace. So I'm going to assume something maybe like king, queen, maybe. If not a smaller pair, 9s. 8s, 9s. He's continuing to bet. So it's either an ace or one of those middling pairs. Maybe even queens. I can see queens doing it. Is he going to show? Ah, deuces. Wow. I said middling pair. I didn't know it was the bottom pair. Alright. Can I steal this? I don't think so. With the diamonds, let's hope to get lucky. You shouldn't count on flushes. Flushes are only about 18% to hit on the flop. Even less if you don't hit on the flop, so this is an easy getaway.
No, you look incredible.
I knew it. Egbert, I'm sorry, you're a very nice man. But I would rather be alone and happy than with
This is one of those hands I would have raised, but since Mike's all in, I'm just going to get out of the way and let Chino
It's me.
do the dirty work.
Sorry, Egbert. Thank you for showing mistake it would be if I married you today.
He should be doing it with most hands. Again, you're real wide. So, I mean, unless it's a horrible 7 deuce, something like that, he should be calling, but. Must have been ugly. Let's see. Would I have hit? Nope. Okay. Remember what I said. We do have to be careful because Mike is
What? Where is she?
the big blind, but with a short stack. So we are going to raise here.
And then
And what we don't want to see is him go all in.
way to know where she might be.
So we want Chino to fold, and we want Mike to fold. That's the ideal situation. I'm not going with this hand because it's a strong hand. And I got 2 calls. So that didn't work out well. But they're both checking. Mike has 840, so let's go 850-ish.
I know where she is. Follow me.
And hopefully Chino doesn't call on. Hopefully Mike doesn't have a hand that he can do anything with. And there we go. Naked aggression wins.
Joel!
You are here.
This is another one that I possibly would play, but nah. I don't want to call that all in.
What?
There's nothing left for me here. My flight leaves in an hour. I have to leave.
Wait. Molly. I love you.
I don't know what you want me to say. You ran my
If anybody has questions about what I'm talking about or comments or anything, the chat's disabled. Again, I said a little earlier. For some reason, it's not connecting. Just text me, messenger me if you have any questions. Want me to talk about something else
This is the same guy who
or anything, let me know.
That's right.
Thank you, Joel. I misjudged
And I hate being results oriented, I really do, but look at, I could have been on that flush draw. But I wouldn't have hit, so that's all good.
Yes. Joel, I'll give you another chance. Come on, Molly. Give him another
Ooh,
chance.
2 pairs. Nice
Sorry,
hand.
I have to go.
Wait.
Mike's got to go all in. He's just looking for any ace, any big kings. So, for that reason,
How you order a muffin?
I'm out.
Oh, Molly, I guess
Again, trying to hit a flush draw. It's 18%. So just because this looks nice, doesn't mean it's a nice hand. See, especially against an all in right there. It's not that much, but
Listen to me. If you're asking
for
me
18% and against 2 players, look at that. And I've been dominated.
Frank,
Oh, and he lives to see another day.
remember? What are you
Nice
doing
hand, Mike.
here? Where's me, the yoga instructor? Got you 2 in a love out of Paris.
Sometimes it's the hands you don't play that win you tournaments. Rather than getting lucky with the hands you play, it's the hands you don't play.
Oh, come here, honey.
Alright. Again, Mike doesn't have too much money, so this isn't a pot I want to inflate. If Adrian raises, I'm out of here. If he calls, I'm just checking. There's a check. Wait a little bit. And hope to get lucky. Bingo poker here.
The store is now closed. Please bring
That is not lucky.
Don't I seem likable to you?
The person at this range would hit, most likely, is going to be Mike. So I'm going to check. If he checks back, then there's a possibility I'll take a stab at it.
Rocky?
Now I know this is kind of backwards thinking, but I hit showdown value. I have 3s. So instead of inflating the pot for, because an ace isn't going anywhere, they're going to try to hit the 10. A 10 isn't going anywhere, they're trying to hit the ace. So I'm going to check and hope it checks around. And now I'm definitely checking, because any ace, any 9, and any pair other than that 3 is going to beat me. So I'm going to check and try to realize my showdown value.
I know you asked me to help you close out, but I'm feeling a little bit ill. You want to go to that party?
Yeah, see, there it is. Can't do it.
Why do you care what those guys think? But I'm gonna protect you from yourself.
I'm really not feeling well.
7. He's not showing the ace. Ace 7. No, you know what? Actually, 7-9 maybe. Because ace 9. Let me think about that. Because he didn't raise pre-flop. I'm definitely calling this. I'm only calling because it's early position. But ace 9, he probably would have just jammed all in. I gotta think. So I'm thinking 9-7. But why would he call that? Yeah, that's interesting. Alright. Middle pair, let's try to win this. Two diamonds. I'm blocking the diamond though, so let's check it. And see if we can, nobody's gonna, since the diamond didn't come, nobody's gonna hold off on the queen. I don't think anyway. Shouldn't be. If I had a queen, I'd be betting, so with second pair there and the top kicker, that should be good. There you go. It's all about chipping up, staying out of spots that cause you a lot of chips. Again, dealer button, short-handed. This is definitely a raise. If it gets raised before me, it was a re-raise, but it didn't. So there's 2-4-500 in there. So let's go 640. Try to take it down here. If I get called, I don't mind because we have a hand that we can go to war with. There you go. Just a squeeze. Four, 7. For some reason, Jasmine and Mike never let me get away with squeezes in their blind. So if I raise, I'd have to raise a whole lot, and then chances are one of them would have an ace. So. Hey, listen again and see how the volume is.
It's good. I was watching your.
Oh, okay. Hey, will you bring me a water AJ?
Come back here. I'm calling Alice.
5 days, even though it's suited, not good enough to get into any trouble with.
You little.
Or would you rather call your parents to tell you while you stole your grandmother's ring? Okay, here's how it's gonna work. We're just gonna
Mike
go
bets,
down.
Mike wins.
We're gonna
Nope,
hear the whole
he
time.
didn't want it.
You're gonna stay here, do it, and wait on hand and foot.
Check, check. If this comes again, Mike, it should just be an automatic shove.
Let's face it, you had this coming. If I were you, I'd learn something from this. You have to realize when you're overmatched.
Trip queens versus kings.
Just get out of here.
You're the one who. Look, don't cry.
Alright. These are the fun situations when you have those hands that aren't great. Not gonna raise here because of the button call, so I'd be way out of position. Some backdoors, backdoor straight, backdoor flush. Neither of them is great. So let's check and hope we get to see a turn for free. Nope. Chino said hell no. Oh, and a race. I'm running for the hills. There's paired board and two flush draws out now. A bet and a quick, or a check, bet, and quick fold. So I have to assume she had a queen. Nah, with Mike's possibility short stack to go all in, I'm just gonna run from this one and chalk that 125 up as a loss. See, even in this case where I have the backdoor flush and now the made flush, the 4 is not good enough to hope. They could both easily have showdown value with say like a 10 of clubs. And if I bet, I'm dead. Alright, so there's 1,000 in the pot right now. I'd have to bet probably close to 1,500 to buy this one. And with that weak kicker, I'm gonna let it go. I did want to squeeze from this because I do like flush cards when I'm trying to squeeze But I also like to have a little bit bigger kicker. So if this was queen 8 or up, I probably would have squeezed with it. Try to raise, make it 1500, and see if I can get at least half the field to go away. And I might have been able to buy this pot, because if somebody's on the flush draw, I would have been betting the entire way as well too. With that king, I'd be betting to represent that king. So there would have been no checks if I was in there. Ah, good one. All right.
Can I get a ride home with you?
There's moving, and there's moving with Move Free.
You know what? I'm going to let Mike do the pushing. I was about to raise. I'm going to call. And if Mike goes all in, as long as there's not a re-raise behind, we're gonna call this. Because we definitely want to see a flop. So we're leaving it up to Mike whether he goes all in, folds, or calls. We have to, and as long as there's not a re-raise behind. Matter of fact, we may be doing the re-raising. Nah, because Chino. Nope. Okay, we're just gonna call this. Chino can fold or call. It doesn't matter. Open-ended. We've got to build a side pot because we don't want to give free cards. We're not blocking any. We're blocking the straight cards, but we're not blocking the flush cards. So if either of them is on a flush, they're gonna definitely come. So we can size up. I should have actually sized up more. All right. All right, we got trips, but there's so if he's got a queen, that's not good. But we're gonna check. Hopefully he bets and not too huge. Let's hope he hit the flush draw and about half that. All right, that should do it. Boom. Yeah, see, he had that queen like we thought he did, so we knew we were behind, but we had so much equity we had to stick around. So that's a lesson there, that just because you know you're beat, just because you're pretty sure you're beat, that equity should balance it out. So you should have a lot of equity. Like if I just had a gut shot there, one pair and a gut shot, that would have changed everything dramatically. I probably would have folded there because I'm not trying to hit that gut shot. But because you end up 4 outs instead of 8 outs, plus whatever your flush outs, your runner flush outs are. So stuck around a little longer there because it was open-ended versus a gut shot. And it worked out. Alright, Mike's reloaded, so now we can just check. We don't have to worry about him going crazy. We got a pair. Whenever I have showdown value, usually I check, but that's pretty weak, so I'm just gonna go 400 and see if I can buy it. And if not, I still have equity. Now I can check. He could be on a flush draw. I'm not blocking any of the flush draws. I'm gonna check again. Now that I have my showdown value and we're heads up, I'm just gonna check it. Yeah. He had that 6, so didn't lose too much on it.
Look, you're not a bad person. I didn't mean to put you through this. I was just trying. Dad, Reese, what time is it?
So it's 150 to win 1200. So I don't really like the cards, but what you do is you take all the money that's in the pot and how much more money you have to put in the pot and divide them by each other. In this case, it was over 10 to 1. So 150 to win almost 1600, or 150 to win almost 1500. So I was willing to take that risk. It's not paying off now, but we'd like to have everybody check and hit a jack. An 8, I got showdown value. I'm not gonna bet it though. Yeah, I am.
I found it in the dishwasher. 21 days times $2.99 a day, that's $62.79. What?
Hopefully, a couple of them are on a flush draw and missed. Maybe one of them has 3. What's the likelihood of a Jack 10? A rivered straight versus a rivered pair. I'm going to take some more time because I got to think this through. If he's on a flush draw and he bets, he could have ace 8. He's in the big blind, so he could actually have anything. He could have 2 pair. He can have... Alright. This is where you save money. You just got to let it go. That was a good bet. If he's bluffing me, good to him.
Oh no, it's real. Order stuffed crazy bread plus onion pizza online and get a free 2.
Alright, break time.
Use promo code 3QL. Then have it delivered.
I like Liberty Mutual. They get that no two people are alike. And customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. What do you think?
Oh, so yeah, only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Look at that pizza. Yo, Johnny. What's up, man? Say this stuff. You better dig it. It's the greatest mom in the world.
Raindrops on roses, an afternoon full of memories, tied up with strings,
Finding beauty in plain sight.
and the voices of the people I love. Stings when I'm feeling sad. I simply see your favorites on VPL. From prom dresses to soccer practices and new adventures. You hope the more you give, the less they'll miss. But even if your teen was vaccinated against meningitis in the past, they may be missing vaccination from meningitis B. Let's help protect them together. Because missing Men B vaccination could mean missing out on a whole lot more. Ask your doctor if your teen is missing meningitis B vaccination.
The terror of public speaking. Getting stranded at sea. Gas station bathrooms. Venomous snakes. Paying too much for a bed that isn't right for you. These are the most common fears in America. That's why Mattress Firm came up with the Rest Assured promise. So you'll find the right bed, the right price guaranteed. Especially now during our Labor Day sale.
This is the jingle for Mattress Firm. Mattress
Good morning, world.
Come on, Flutasia, get between these lips.
Why are you dressed like Janae Aiko? 2020 sounds pretty lit.
Mama's been at her sister's house for a month, resting while she's pregnant. Things are kind of chaotic for a while, but we've settled into a pretty nice rhythm.
No, nothing that requires washing. Right, let's clear the table.
Well, I talked to your mother last night. She misses you all very much, and she'll be home soon.
How said?
Did you eat? Oh, and Reese, she wanted you to sweep the leaves off the garage roof when you get home from school today.
What? But today's the one day that Allison's parents aren't home. Did you interfere with her home?
Reese, mother,
This isn't fair. Don't take control when she's not even here.
nobody is being controlled by your mother. For instance, I'm inviting an old friend over tonight, and even though we're never going to tell your mother about it, it doesn't mean we're being controlled. To repeat, your mother is never here about it. We were inseparable in high school.
Brooke, gonna start.
Your mother cannot find out he was in this house.
Malcolm? TV? Hi, Mrs. Rupert. Neither of you hooligans know where my son Dabney is.
Alright, let's win this damn thing today.
It's an allergic reaction to either gluten, whey, or air. I suppose you boys are coming to Dabney's birthday party tonight. Yeah, sure. Just a little reminder.
What are the blinds?
I don't want
150,
either of you
300.
showing up with any punk hairdos or racy outfits.
What are you doing on the pavement? Huh? I told you to walk on the grass. There's another guy who doesn't like me walk on the grass. Fine. You like the pavement so much? Kiss it.
Oh my God.
I like my gap connectors to be a little closer. So if it was 6-8, I'd play 4-6, that kind of thing. But I think I'm gonna let it go. Let the blinds battle it. I should have probably raised here. AJ. It's definitely a flop that I like to see when I folded. Come on. Come on, work. As passively this has been played, I was going to say the first person to bet would have won. Alright, so again, this is one of those ones. We have 600 in here. Let's go 750. I normally wouldn't play this on a full table. I'm going to play it to try to thin the field here. Now I have equity with the gut shot. I'm not blocking any of the spades. So let's down bet. Gonna make it smaller to try to keep the player in or win without risking a lot. So there you go.
Saturday morning is the best time for riding.
Okay, now I get it. Just go easy on it. You're a lot smarter than you. I gotta go.
I'm gonna call here again. I said I like to raise, but this is one where I like to set mine to see if I can hit a 5 on the flop. It's totally disguised if you have pocket 5s and a 5 comes on the flop. In this case, it's raised and called, so I'm getting out of the way. And then it makes the decision so much easier. If you hit the 5 on the flop, then it's a totally disguised set, and you win a lot of money. If it doesn't hit, you can fold. You didn't have to use a lot of money.
Look, I'm starting to crowd. Can you open presents now? Yeah, can I? Oh, okay, but go slow. We don't want to end up covered in paper cuts, do we?
Boy, this is such a great party. It's twice the turnout we had last year.
Who's winning? Let's see. Let's see on the other table what's going on.
Can I open Grandpa's present first, Mom?
Might as well get that out of the way.
Danimals is in the he's in a big chip lead over there. And then Chinese right below me. Brookie's about average. Alright. Alright, nobody raised. Alright, let's see it. Got backdoor straight, backdoor flush, so with no realized equity, gonna just check it. Now I have equity with the bottom pair, or second to bottom pair. But for that amount, even though it's not big relative to the pot, it's 400 into, so it's less than 40%, or right around 40%. I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of it. We gotta protect our chip soldiers when we can. And see, in this case, if anybody's on a flush draw, they got it. Again, it's not always the hands you win, it's the ones you throw away. Alright. Hate these suited connectors, or these suited kings, the little ones like that. Got second pair, so because Adrian just called, I'm gonna bet to hopefully try to get him out. And now I wish he would have called, but I gotta go bigger because of the side, or because of the clubs. I'm not blocking clubs, so it's not that I'm trying to get him to fold, but if he's got clubs, he's gonna come along to a bigger bet to try to realize that equity. Now he missed, so now it's a little different. Now I want to go a little smaller because I want him to call it's going to be harder for him to have a made hand. So I want him to have ace queen, something like that, or even queen 5, 5 6, something like that. So that way he calls and we get paid off with that trip 7s, which we did. So that worked out perfectly. Again, here's another one I would normally raise, but I'm gonna just call and try to set mine. Neither of them is super short, so they're not gonna be doing anything like going all in. And miss. But if it gets checked, I'm gonna just check it and try to realize my showdown equity because I have a pair. Nope, I'm gonna fold. And in this one, what I'm gonna do, Adrian called, but I'm gonna let the timer go a little bit. One of the benefits to letting the timer run is that if one of them's bluffing, it lets them shaking their boots a little bit, thinking, oh crap, and the other thing is you don't always want to look like, oh shit, I missed, and then just fold. You know, so you want people to think, to be guessing. I mean, people know you're bluffing or bullshit some of the time, but you want to keep mixing it up so that way when they think, okay, yeah, he's full of shit, and then you have it, boom, you get paid. Easy fold. I'd like to see Chino bet here. No matter what happens now, Chino should be betting. Nobody with an ace, a jack, or a king is going to be checking. So if Chino would have bet that one, he would have taken that down. Remember, aggression, not always just naked aggression, because the difference between aggression and naked aggression is just, I don't care what I have, what you have, I'm just going to bet. But smart aggression is, I see an opportunity here to be aggressive and to win. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money. You don't have to bet 3-4x the pot. You just put a min bet out there. And any money, if to somebody who doesn't have anything, is like, oh crap, well, I gotta fold. Even if they know you're full of crap, you bet and they have to fold. And if they don't and they raise you, guess what? You're not out that much. But you get information from it. Suited, so let's check it. Let's see what comes. I'd like to hit a king, but I hit a deuce, wrong one. Check my showdown value. I don't block any diamonds, so 600. It's pretty big. 6 into 16. Let's get out of here. Save our money. Ooh, jiggities. This is not going to stay at 400. So the pot is at 1600, so I'll be going about 21. Remember, you wanna charge a premium for them to draw against you. Wow, 2 calls right away. Now I'm blocking a jack, or I'm blocking a diamond. So I'm gonna bet, but I'm not gonna bet super big, because chances are that they didn't make a hand yet, unless they woke up with queens, kings, you know, aces, that kind of thing, pocket tens. But this, see, I'm blocking one of the diamonds, so it's less likely that it's a diamond. So let's take some more time here. 35 into 7. That's about half pot, so that's not a huge bet. So I'm going to go ahead and call that. I could raise and put them all in to get Chino out. Chino's going to come no matter what. He's only got 1,000 left. So let's see what the turn brings. We'll reassess. That's a blank card. So I can put them all in, or I can check and then let him go all in. So I think I'm going to check, because if he takes the free card, we can reassess on the river. Okay, I can't let him have any free cards. I'm not going to put them all in. So let's go about 32. all in, and I'm already committed, so I have to call. I mean, he may beat me, but I have to call for that amount to win that amount.
Now more than ever, using a mobile bank account
All right.
lets you earn and save more. That is unlimited by Green Dot with an incredible 2% interest on your savings and unlimited 2% cash
Oh,
back.
there must be no more rebuys then.
Open an account at
Yeah, rebuy
greendot.com.
are over, and we're
They say
to the final table. Congratulations, everyone.
I wonder what age bet you.
And did I take over the chip lead? I did. I'm beating Danimals now.
Biscuit from easy, breezy, beautiful Cabo.
All right, so remember, our strategy changes. We have to tighten up a little bit now that we're at a full table. So, and look at all these calls. Remember what I said about calls? You know, you tend to see that a little more online. If I were, in this case, like say I had ace king, I'd have to go really big to get at least 2 or 3 of these people to fold. So it's almost not worth it unless you have a super premium hand. If I have kings or aces, you know, of course I'm gonna re-raise. But if you have those marginal hands like 9s, 8s, or even like king queen, king jack, even like ace 10, I'm just gonna let them go here versus trying to get all those players to fold or try to see my way through 6 other people. See, nobody had a premium hand, so that would have been a good opportunity to squeeze and win some money. Nope. Even if I was widening my range at a short table, I would have played that. So. Luis is all in. I don't think he's gonna get there, Adrian. Yeah, see, 7s versus ace 10. Hit a 10. Oh, but a 7. Set of 7s. Wow. All right, one closer. I like this one, but we're tightening our range, especially with the higher blinds. With the higher blinds, your chips become more premium, so your ranges should be tighter.
It's a little strange that your mom keeps calling just so you can do Dewey's homework and fix Dewey's bike and move Dewey's furniture around. What are you trying to say? It's obvious, isn't it?
Some people aren't going to follow that, mind you. I mean, we saw in that first hand at the final table where people had just random every hands. So, but in general, you should be tightening up a little bit. Got a backdoor here, backdoor straight, and a backdoor flush. The flush is the best opportunity, but the so low equity that I'm not even going to play that. Four to a straight on board, so any jack, any 6. A 6 I would definitely be checking. A jack I would definitely be raising. Jack queen I definitely would be raising. And Daniel just took the chip lead from me. Those of you that have played with me know this is my absolute favorite hand, but I usually like it suited, and I usually like it not in the small blind, but because it's my favorite hand, I'm going to call. I would normally, if this was a bad hand, let it go. The bad thing about having a favorite hand is you play it, and then if it gets raised or whatever, then you have to let it go. But so it ends up costing you more money in the long run than it makes you. But you know, we're all human beings. We have those favorite hands. So I have some equity here. So because of the players, I think there's a possibility that it might get called if I raise, and I'm not trying to build the pot huge. So, wow. Wow. What did I say? I'm not trying to make it huge, so cut my losses and run. Check, check, check. Nope. Check, bet, call, and call. Look at that. The backdoor straight came in. The backdoor flush came in. This could be a bet from Jasmine. Again, instead of having a favorite hand cost you money, there it is. The button, want to be raising more than you're folding, but with these hands, that's one that goes in the fold.
You screamed for hours.
I didn't think it was you that get the bad dream, but don't worry, I know just what to do. I will give you a nice oily massage.
We also have to be careful with some of the smaller stacks. Here and here and here. So those are these two are kind of him definitely, but that's exactly why we have to watch some of those stacks, because we're at the point now with 500. That's what about 12 big blinds, so we have to watch for people going all in. Ace queen off. I'm in late position, so I think I'm gonna call and see what happens. I don't like ace queen, but let's see what happens. Okay, I can't give away the free equity, so I'm gonna small bet and see what happens. Me and Daniel. Believe it or not, no, you know what, with the spades I can't let, I'm not blocking. So let's make it a little not worth it, about 42. Yeah. With the spades, again, I'm not trying to block him from calling. I'm trying to make it, if you're gonna call, if you do have spades, and I wasn't blocking spades there, if you're gonna call, you're gonna call a little bit more money. So if he's on a spade draw, I'm gonna charge him to draw for that equity. And it's a low equity draw. If you're going for one card for a flush on the river, your equity isn't super high. So the whole point of this game is to put your money in when you have high equity. And that's what I try to do. Fold, nah. We'll tighten up. Now that we got the chip lead back, let's tighten up a little bit. We're gonna put the pressure on this stack and on that stack. What we want to do is avoid these four, because the reason being, not avoid them per se, but we don't want to get into any marginal hands where we have a decision where if they just shove all in, that kind of takes the decision away from us. We want options. We want to be able to have the option to raise, to try to make them think. We want the option to try to check and get them to bet into us. But when somebody goes all in, it takes away all the decisions. It's really just, do I have a good enough hand to call? And that's no fun. That was a good raise from the button. Yeah, got it heads up. Should be a continuation bet here. Pretty much no matter what you have, it should be a continuation bet. But with the call, now it's kind of iffy. If I was slug, I'd be betting there to represent that heart. But there it is. Oh, even better, he enticed him into it. Oh, but he got rivered. Wow. Oh, poor slug. You know what? He always talks about getting rivered, and yeah, he just got rivered majorly. The nut flush. And got hit, ran smack dab into a full house. Wow, on the river. That's the worst part. If he already had it made, that's one thing, but he folded, so we're heads up. All right. I'm gonna min bet this, which means the minimum bet 600. To get some information, he's either gonna call or raise. And I didn't get a lot of information there. She called, and I was hoping she was either going to raise or fold. Okay, let's go to 12, and that'll give me some information. Well, the flush didn't come through, so I'm playing the board, so I'm going to check. And unless she has a bigger pair, we're going to be chopping. Oh no, she had the ace. I didn't see that coming.
You saved me so much dollar insurance.
Good hand.
Advice a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, an atomic brownie, cuckoo crusty.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cyber. I don't care. Good man, man.
You want the real deal? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. With moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. Even when I was there.
This is one of those hands that I like and I don't like. So I'm gonna just call and pray that we don't have to face an all in and just
I talked to
fold.
my doctor about Humira. I learned Humira can help get and keep UC under control when
All right.
medications haven't worked well enough. And it helps people
Now
achieve
blocking,
that lasts. So you
backdoor,
can
straight draw.
no symptoms.
So let's check and see what happens. We're in early position. Being in early position sucks. So then you have to see what everybody else does. Small bet and a call. So I'm just going to jump out of the way.
Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B.
Puts 2 flush draws out, and they're probably going to check it down. The ace high play, 2 pair and ace.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, control is possible.
Time to play some baseball.
I started Harry's because I'm tired of overpaying for razors. Today, I'm proud to introduce our sharpest blades ever, available at the same prices as $2
Easy decision. Good luck, Adrian. And call and call. Oh, kings. Honey has kings. 10 or an ace. Oh! The double knockout. The double knockout. Wow. All right. Wow. Okay. I want to stay one big blind. Okay, I'm going to call. I like to tighten up in these situations and try to see flops, because I think that playing post flop is easier than I'm only putting 2 spaces. Okay. And in this case, I'm gonna just get out of the way. A lot of people like this hand. I've seen so many people call with this hand, and it's not a good hand. I mean, it's easily dominated. It's easily gonna get wrecked. Look at it, I'm dominated in multiple ways. I would have won, but it's still, you don't want to look results oriented. I'm completely dominated. Jackson, she's got the king versus the queen. Now here, the thing in a poker tournament is you constantly changing gears. That ace-2 is completely weak, but in a 3-handed tournament, it becomes a way better hand. Same thing here. I'm still gonna just check because going up against a chip leader, we wanna hit and hit big. So we have the hearts. We're gonna bet. We're betting strictly on that heart because we have the nut heart. So even if he has hearts, he definitely doesn't have the nut. So with 2 queens, it's less likely that he has a queen. I've got 2 pair. He could have an overpair. He could have that, but the flush draw. But again, we do the higher betting when they could have the draw and we're not blocking it. We are, so it's less likely for him to call. In this case, we're gonna check and assess what happens after seeing what he does. 11.
I'm not your little boy anymore, Mom. I'm your little man.
So I don't want to automatically assume that he's got a heart. So I'm not going to automatically assume he's got the heart. He could have the queen, he could have the heart, but he could also have middling pair. But even the middling pair beats my 4, so when you have more that can beat you than more than you can win, you gotta let him go. Easiest hand to play ever in life. You just raise and hold on. You should always be raising, it's never calling. Hey, listen, I started music, so make sure that the volume's okay. I mean, it should be, but hard playing against couples because they check. I was gonna call you that on that one, babe. That one.
I was in a predicament, so fuck yeah.
No, I mean it happens.
No, I'm not gonna play no more.
Okay, here we're gonna bet because if she had an ace, she definitely would have raised pre-flop, so it's less likely she has an ace. I have second pair now, trips, so I'm definitely gonna bet. Now, I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm actually gonna down bet. I don't remember what I bet last, but I'm gonna go right around 2,000, which is less than half pot, to try to keep her in. And a 5, that one's a good one. No flush came in, no straight came in. Hopefully she has an ace. So let's go about there. And let's see if we can get paid off. Nope. But it was a good pot. Hit for about 4K. And then the do, start raising, hold on. This one plays itself. I mean, I play it the exact same way every time. Now, pre-flop. Post-flop is different. Again, we're blocking that ace of hearts. We're blocking that heart, which is good. Now that it hit, we can bet. And even if he calls, if he's got hearts, it's less likely that he's gonna raise because that he doesn't have the nut. I mean, even if he has the king heart, he's got to worry about the ace heart. That's what, 78? There's only 3 left.
What and how long is that? I have no idea how poker turns work.
Depends. Oh, see? Good lay down. I didn't want to assume the hearts. I didn't think he had the hearts, but when that 8 came, and the way he raised it, it just screamed strength. Alright, we're checking with our showdown value. Now, when I say showdown value, I'm not blocking any diamonds, so if somebody bets, it's less likely it's a made hand. But I check to try to, I'm not trying to build the pot. So when I say showdown value, it's not like if I had pocket aces, I have showdown value. But I'm not going to check pocket aces. I have the smaller hands, so I'm gonna see what happens there. Now this could easily be a backdoor flush draw, it could be a straight draw, and on the button, it could be just position trying to bully. So I'm gonna call, not necessarily go away. Now this hit me, because I could be calling with the straight. So I'm gonna go right about there and represent that diamond hit. Giving away all my tricks here for free too. Not even a master class. That's a good bet because that could be anything. That could be a 7. That could be hearts. Could be a pair of 10s, kings, anything. I like those kind of bets.
Want me to mute it?
Yeah, please.
Babe, guess what? I just signed us up for the most remarkable experience. Okay, listen.
All right, we're in for 1,000. It's 3 more, and we're set mining. So we're not gonna re-raise. We're set mining. Now this could easily be, again, range is widened when you get 3. So I'm not gonna assume it's an ace king because he's on the button. So this could easily be anything. It could be queen jack. It could be betting because of that straight. I missed, so I'm gonna leave. But I'm not gonna leave assuming he has a king. I'm not gonna do that because if we do that, we're gonna fold pretty much every time an ace or king hits. I'm gonna give that one up because of the risk kicker here. Those middle gap connectors, we like to, again, the button and then raising, we like to have it, we have showdown value, but in this case, we're not blocking the diamonds, so we want to try to put some money in there and see if he'll come along to play. Now he's got in reverse, he's not going to assume. He didn't fold because he thinks I have an ace. But by me raising, if he didn't have anything very good, say like Jack 10, something like that, something in that range, he's going to throw that away. Not assuming that I have an ace, but assuming maybe I have something middle, like nines or something like that. Again, we're going to set mine. Raise to 4, we have no choice but to call. We have a diamond, but that's essentially not blocking because I mean it's so low. And if he's got diamonds, again, he's doing what I'm telling you to do, is to bet, because if I have diamonds and he's not blocking diamonds, then that's a good bet because I'm going to call that if I have diamonds. But I don't have diamonds, I got to go away. That was a little too much. It was an over bet. I think that was 8 in the pot and he went 10, so that's a little too much. But playing this a little unorthodoxly, I'm trying to go play it backwards. I'm going to check it and then just call, and then I'm going to bet. See, that's why it's called backwards, because you're trying to play it backwards, where I should have raised pre and then checked after. Now I'm doing it the opposite. Normally, I would have raised pre and then checked with my showdown value, but now it's the opposite. She checks, now I got showdown value, and check, and see if I win. Nope. Ooh, this is interesting. So I raised. Now again, with 2 aces out there, it's less likely that I have one. But I have to continuation bet because I raised. So now I have 2 pair, that's good. And I have the flush draw, and I'm blocking a 9. So I'm going to go ahead and check now that I have showdown value. And that's not what I wanted to see. I actually would have rather have seen a blank card, a diamond. The 3 diamonds would have been perfect, and then I could bet. But because of the 4, now my 2 pair got counterfeited by a low flush. I have to check and hope that flush is good enough, and it's not. Because there, if I bet at the end, she's going to come along because she's got the flush. So even though I lost money, I didn't lose as much as I could have. Now, if the 3 of diamonds comes, that's something different. Then I make a lot more money. But that's poker. You play the cards as they're dealt. Because the diamonds didn't come in, I'm going to bet. Oh, 2 pair. I thought that jack helped me. That's the hard part when they start getting up into the thousands. Now I only have 13.5 big blinds, so I'm looking for a spot to shove. That's not it. See, we'd much rather be in this position in the mid-20s to 30s. We'd much rather be here. But this is good enough to shove. A raise, and he's getting shoved on. But we'll wait a little bit. We don't want to jump the gun, and that tells you something. he's gonna call, and we'll see. Hopefully it holds up. Good luck to me. Ace. Ah. Good game. Good game. Almost had the live stream. Good lucks. All right. AJ. AJ.
Yeah?
Hey, go tell Mama to take the picture when it's done.
Of what?
She'll know what you're talking about of the game of the tournament. It's gonna be over in a little bit. So tell her to take the picture. All right. So when you have 2.5 lead, you should be pretty much raising and betting. And
Mom said she's not even on it.
I know, but tell her to get on it and to take the picture because it's gonna be over soon. Yeah, Daniel should be betting pretty much every hand. There shouldn't be a hand that he shouldn't be playing. There you go.
Casino is now open, and we're really excited.
Especially in that case, you hit a full house, and yeah, you definitely should be betting.
Safe return. Your favorite slots and table games are now spaced for social distancing. We have also implemented routine cleaning, additional sanitizer stations, and many more CDC best practices.
Check here wouldn't be bad because you bet. You continuation bet on the flop. She bet. So yeah, if you don't have anything, then you can go away.
Welcome back to the People's
It's a good strategy so far. Well played by both. Should be betting. Unless you got a 6. If you got a 6, it's the only time you should be calling there. When the hard part about playing a short stack is it's conserved chips, which is hard to do when you're getting 120 taken out every time you play, plus either 600 or 1200. So realistically, with 25, you're really only looking at 10 big blinds. No, I'm sorry, little under 20 big blinds that are going to get eaten up super fast. So every pot you're pretty much looking at all in. So you need to go in with the mindset knowing that's what you're trying to do is go all in. Now, with this stack size, you don't have to think all in all the time. With 37K, now you're thinking look for premium hands. Don't get involved in any big hands where you're bluffing or where you're trying to draw. Drawing hands suck money. So the flush right here, if you're betting a flush, if you're betting a straight draw, then those just suck money. So if you don't have it or if you're drawing, just get rid of it and try to find a made hand. Because you can weather that storm having a little bit more chips. The other rationale there is that if say you have like an open ender or a flush draw here, so like say she's got a flush draw, instead of min betting or small betting, you just shove all in, and then your equity isn't that bad, even against the made hand. Like if somebody had a set, your flush draw isn't a huge dog. So on the flop, on the turn it gets worse, on the river even worse. So those kind of hands, then you have some fold equity where you have enough chips where if you go in, it's for a big chunk of his stack, and it makes him think twice before calling. You know, unless he wakes up with a huge hand or a made hand, then then he's got to think about it. Say this one, that should have been an all-in or fold. There's no reason to call there. And that's game. Nice hand, Daniel. Alright guys, that's it for me. I'll break it up into a little bit easier parts. I'm gonna put it up on YouTube, and if anybody wants to watch it, I'm gonna do a live stream. Maybe this Saturday, I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to do that because that's the big one. But let me know what you thought. Alright. Peace.